Hello, guys. Welcome back to the WESPAC main event here in Accra, Ghana. And this is officially round 20. Here on screen, we have Adam Logan. And guess what, guys? Adam Logan is currently at the top of the table right now with 15 wins and just 3 losses so far. And we're getting somebody new here on stream, I believe. This is Stanley Ubiedi from Ghana.
Yes, yes, indeed, Okwe. We have two big names on stream. Adam Logan is a former world champion. He won the eighth world champion, and the Westpac main event, which took place last year, it was sixth position, and then he went on to win the Spades Challenge at the same championship in Las Vegas last year, and then he won that. Stanley is also such an amazing player from Ghana. He won the Ghana National Scrabble Championship this year. So, two amazing players on stream right now, and I can't wait to see explosive Scrabble. I expect the best of the best from them.
Definitely, I really do feel the same. I mean, Stanley is pretty new on our screen. He has 13 wins and 6 losses. Now he's facing Adam Logan. So very curious to see how this turns out, and pretty stoked for this one.
Pretty, as you can see, the standings displayed on your screens. Adam Logan is in first place with 15 wins. All right, back to the game. We see the opening rack for Adam Logan to be AAIMOPT. Looks like he has Optima set aside, and that scores 26 points. What else do you think he could do?
All right, he could play Optima like we've seen him set aside for 26, even a. Also, I think the anagram of Optima would also work, which is a Matiko, I believe, for same points, 26 points.
All
So we
right.
could see either of them coming down for Adam.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful indeed. Like I said earlier, both players amazing, worded players. So yes, we would be seeing explosive Scrabble right now. Looks like Optima is the move, like you said. Optima for 26 points. Yes. Opening rank for Stanley, we have ACGNRSY. Okay, Olua, what do you think you can do with this set of tiles?
Okay, I think you could play Yang, YHNG, just right beneath Optima for 26 points, leaving maybe CRS. Yeah, I think that could work. But if he's trying to play longer, he could play Orangey just through the O of Optima, leaving CS. That scores 4 points less. So what do you think he should do here? Should he try to play more, or should he go pretty short with just maybe Yag or Yang?
I think orangey that is not a bad option. It gets to open the board more. The only threat might be the triple letter score. The A would be in front of triple letter score, and then putting the Z there or the J there would be really, really dangerous. So you might want to play shorter, maybe something as simple as cry or young, like you said.
All right, so we could be seeing either Yag or Cry, something like that coming down. All right, and Nathaniel Adeyinka, I see you in the stream. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. And make sure you like and subscribe. All right, so I see Young instead. Young for 26 points, it is leaving CRS. He's yet to commit though. He's probably thinking twice about that move.
All right, looks like he's taking it back. Looks like he's not doing young. He might be looking to do something a little bit different.
Yeah, most likely.
All right, if you're just joining, this is round 20 games. 19 games have been played. This is the 20th game. We have 12 more games to go before we go into the head to head between the final two, and then we crown our world champion here in Accra.
All right, so Young has been committed from Stanley for 26 points. Now, moving on to Logan, he has a rank of FABEGIS. What do you think he should do here, Corey?
I don't see any sevens on his rack, but he plays to the letter L. He plays filler begs. I don't see that on the board again, so I think the gift should be his move.
And big gifts it is for Logan for 24 points. Immediately we see Stanley gracious. Okay, I believe this is Gracilis. Wow, this is in fact the first bingo of round. Gracilis 42 Stanley has been played. What do you think about that one?
Beautiful, beautiful. Like I said, he's the current Ghana national Scrabble champion, and you expect nothing but the best from him. He's such a worded player. I mean, for someone to be crowned the national champion, he must have done a lot of reading, and yes, his word power would be very acidic. Gracili's beautiful find. First bingo of this game between Adam Logan, who is a former world champion, and Stanley, the current Ghana national Scrabble champion.
Definitely, Gracilis is in fact a very beautiful move from Stanley. So I really do hope we get to see more on this stream, and we are back to Adam with the rank of LESAYE high, I believe.
All right, looks like AEFILSY. Wow, feasibly would be what it would play to the B, but unfortunately, it doesn't quite land. Oof.
Okay, I really want to crack a joke here. It looks like feasibly
It's
isn't
not feasible.
All right, that must hurt.
Yes,
So, but
yes,
I see
yes.
other options, I guess. If he's willing to, okay, he's going in for Flay. All right, Flay isn't such a bad idea. Flay scores pretty well. Scores about, I think,
42
42.
points.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
42 points it is. And I believe Stanley has picked the first blank
Yes, 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 indeed.
game.
The first blank has found its way to Stanley's rack alongside the WUASIE. Someone in the chat says Bobby Flay. I was about to say that, Bobby Flay is actually an American celebrity that there's this show that I watch, Beats Bobby Flay. They have to cook and like it's very funny. So yes, I get the
All
reference of
right.
Bobby Flay in the chats.
That's interesting. I learned something new every day. Okay, so now with a rack of WUASIE and blank, I really do not see any option of a bingo coming down, but it could score pretty well if he decides to play probably waifu through the F of Flay. It could score about maybe 33 points and giving a very good balanced rack of ES blank. What do you think about that one?
Indeed, indeed. I think ES blank is such a strong name, and then waifu, doesn't expose much. I think that's the very optimal play for him, and I think that's exactly what he's doing. Amazing, amazing.
Amazing. Waifu has been committed for 33 points. Now it's back to Adam with IDOVE high hairs. Now this looks pretty synergic, I would say, but I do not see any sevens nor eights with the available floats. But it could play probably Divi, from the flab of from the flame, the AB there, he could put his D there and come down to maybe play Divi, I believe.
Davy, yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
for 34 points leaving high OS. What do you think about
I
that
think
one?
that's quite fine. Other than the triple letter score it would be exposing. I think Davy is okay.
All right. I think he might be considering not playing that because that exposes the triple lane, that exposes the triple letter, and then we still have the X on Sane and the Z on Sane. Another option might be to play voids. Through the S of Gracilis, it could play void, hooking the S of Gracilis for about 26 points, I believe.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Yeah,
indeed. Wow. Okay, Oluwa, it may seem as though the second blank has also found its way to Stanley's rack. Wonderful.
very wonderful it is.
And that
So
means that on a stone, we should be saying a bingo come down.
definitely. So it seems Adam went with Devi for 34 points, bearing the consequence of the triple letter. All right, that is back to Stanley, who has in fact picked the second blank of the game. Should be seeing. I think there are multiple arrays of options to pick from. Considering he has the two blanks, although the last time we had two blanks on stream, our player was quite blank.
Yes, I think that was weeping.
Yeah, I think that was way
Yes.
being. It took a lot of time trying to play something.
Yes, and it looks like we saw a phony from
Yeah, we
him.
did see a phony of a Cosmic, I believe, before he played them and Nosmic. So now I think we are getting Wumbiest for 92 points, which is in fact the best he can do with what he's having. So Wumbiest for 92 points from Stanley, pretty solid.
Pretty solid. 92 point is quite a lot. All right. I can see Nathaniel Aladenka in the chat. He say, well done, guys. You are doing a brilliant job. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the love. Opeolua and I are really grateful, as well as Excel.
Thank you very much for the support, guys. Okay, so we have a rack of ULZOOSI from Logan, I believe. What do you think he should do here?
Also, just like he has arranged on his rack, also scores 35. Uzo, yes, although it exposes, a triple threat. I think he has that arranged on his rack, and I think is doing it quite above Grasilis. That scores 32, which is 3 points less, and it doesn't expose the triple triple.
All right. Now it's back to Stanley.
All right, it looks like he has a rack of AKUIEED. And I think he could do UKE right underneath Optima. That scores 27. What do you think about that?
I think that is not such a. It's a good move. It could do that, leaving ADEI, and I see other options. I see for him would be probably piked through the P of Optima, but personally, I think I would go with Ilk, playing Ilk for 27 points.
Indeed, indeed. Again, if you're just joining, round 20 is underway. We have the former world champion Adam Logan on stream facing off against Stanley of Ghana. Stanley is a national Scrabble champion himself. So this is a battle between two amazing Scrabble players. Current scores: Adam 158, Stanley 223. All right, and we can see Stanley taking his time on this one. You know, he would not want to make any silly mistakes at this point, especially when he's leading. And in as much as he may be leading, there's still a lot of Scrabble to come. We've seen both S's and both blanks have been played, but we still have two S's in the bag, one on Adam's rack and the other in the bag. So two S's are played, and a lot of tiles to come. The X still unplayed, the Q and the J. So yes, it's still anyone's game at this point.
Yeah, definitely, we could say that. So he really has to take his time on this one, and if he's trying to win the game, he should take his time and make the best decision. I mean, stating the fact that Adam is currently topping the tables right now with about 15 wins, and I'm sure Stanley is aware of that. And if he's trying to get into the top five, he should try to win this game.
Indeed, indeed.
All right, so I think he's going for Yukt instead.
Probably wants to play to the P, puked. P of Optima. Maybe he wants to do puked instead. All right, looks like he's not doing that. Looks like he's considering something a little different. Again, these two players are wonderful players. You know, sometimes when they take their time on deciding on what move to make, it might be because they know that any move that they take, any wrong move can cost them, the game. So they would want to be very, very careful.
Interestingly, I think we're seeing EEK from Stanley.
Hmm.
What's the thought process behind that move? I'm
No
really not sure.
idea. I'm really not sure as well because he could have played EUK in that exact same spot. I think keeping the U, and keeping the U um is not as good as keeping the E. Although I think because EEK doesn't take an S, I think yes, that's why he has decided to do that because EEK blocks the board and then it's not easy to put an S to play through that.
Okay, that's definitely an important factor to consider. And let's go back to Adam. He
Yes,
has
looks
a
like
rank
there
of
was an overdraw of tiles by Stanley.
oh,
And yes, I think that's what they're sorting right now. Oof. And this set of tiles would actually guarantee him a bingo, but unfortunately he overdrew. So let's see what is left on his rack.
okay. Adam with a rank of MMMRRILSI. Okay, if he's willing to cash in his S for a decent score, he could play Reims. hooking the S to Uzo, and Rim score about 36 points, leaving high LR. At the same spot, he could play MIRS. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, I think MIRS is fine. After the overdraw, looks like Stanley still has, a bingo to play. So we would be seeing, or we should be seeing a bingo come down um when it's his turn to play.
All right. Okay, so Adam is yet to make a move yet. I mean, he probably set up that also for himself with the S hook to come down through the triple lane, and now that has been blocked by Stanley. Although the board is towards the bottom of this board, I believe you can see some bingos still come down. So we will be seeing bingos spot, I believe, particularly if Stanley is able to play with his current rack.
All right, looks like we're seeing Rims down just like you said up where we were. So Rims is what he's doing for 36 points.
All right, so Adam has UDETI head, which is in fruit. But now that Adam play Reims, he could play Intruder for 80 points, which is in fact what we are seeing on our screen right now. Interesting.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful intruder for 80 points. And Stanley is flying in this game, is leaving is
Adam,
flying further away. Yes, he's leaving Adam behind in this game. 323. Stanley's 323 to Adam's 194.
interesting. Over 130 points lead. Wow. Now, Adam is not really having the tile he might be open for, but he has the tile of TERERL high. Now, I don't see where he could score that would score him a lot. I mean, considering his opponent just played a bingo of 80 points. But in between D and Z, the D of Intruder and the Z of Uzo, he could play DITZ for 28 points, leaving EELRR.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, if you're just joining us, thank you so much for joining. We're so excited to have you here. Don't forget to drop a like, say hello in the comments. Let us know where you're chatting from. Let us know where you're watching us from. Let us know who you're rooting for in this game. Is it Adam Logan? Is it Stanley? Or is it someone who is not on stream yet and you would love to see play on stream? We've had Nigel Richards today and a lot of other players. We've had Ashan, we've had Adisha, we've had Weaving. So yes, let us know who you would like to see on stream. We're really excited to have you here, and we're so open to engaging you.
Absolutely. We really appreciate each and every one of you that's engaging us so far, and make sure you keep engaging us to the end because the fun has not stopped and will not stop anytime soon. We still have a whole lot of games ahead of us, and we really appreciate all of your engagements.
Indeed. Can't quite see Adam's record, although we know he has TEERRLI. Looks like his hand is covering the cam a little bit. All right, it might be thinking and has covered the camera unknowingly.
So earlier I suggested he should play it through the D of Intruder and the Z of Also. What do you think of that?
I mean, D scores 28. The only issue is it leaves 2 hours and on his that might be a point, especially because it's on by over 120 and he would want to catch up with his opponent. So he would want to, play something different that would give him a more balanced rack.
Yeah, that is definitely what considering. But I mean, given his rank of TERERN high, I don't know what he could play because if he's trying to balance, he would definitely short score. He wouldn't score as much as he can, but he does leave. He might leave a balanced rack for the hopes of bingoing in the next turn.
Yes, indeed. And it looks like Stanley has found the J from the bag. Wow. And I think he would be able to score a couple of points with the letter J on his turn. But yes, as soon as Logan decides on what move to make. All right, looks like he has moved his hand from there, and we can see his styles clearly down. All right, I can see Jojo C7A in the chat says, ladies, thank you so much for joining, Jojo. We see you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. We're really grateful.
Thank you, Jojo. Okay, so we might be seeing Lear come down for 16 points, and indeed, I feel he's trying to leave a balanced track. He left RET. Now it's back to Stanley with CLOUJEE.
All right, looks like it could do POLJE to the P of Optima, and that scores 28. Although, do you think he would want to come out, that kind of opens the board a bit?
No, personally, I won't do that. I mean, it doesn't really have any reason to. I feel in playing maybe within the board and keeping it simple and still going for his cause would be a better option.
Yeah, looks like he has clue arranged on his rack. He might have wanted to do it right underneath Yang,
And
yes, but since Adam just played there, he might be looking to do it right underneath Intruder, or he might be looking to do something entirely different.
okay, playing Chloe under Intruder would definitely score less. I think about just 16 points. But then it's unrisky. He wouldn't be giving his chance. He won't be giving his opponent any chance of like playing through whatever floats he gives out if he makes a move that comes out in this turn. So Koje is the top scoring option for him in this round, but then it gives his opponent a lot of chance to hit back. So we might be seeing something defensive from Stanley. Okay, so he's yet to make a move, and I'm very curious to see what he does decide to play.
All right. Looks like we have Tochi Unwali in the chat. If I'm not mistaken, that should be Enoch Unwali, the former African champion. It's really nice to have you in our chat. It says Paul G, no more S, blanks are out. It's not so dangerous coming out. Actually, there's still one S left in the bag. Yes, there's one S
Exactly.
unseen, so it might have that in consideration. All right, I think there was an issue with the tile distribution, but yes, I think it has been corrected now, and there's still, in fact, one S left in the bag.
All right. So I think
Joe is the move.
okay. So I see he's killing. Just playing Joe for 18 points, leaving CELU. Now it's back to Adam with ARENEH.
All right. I think he would want to do something like a he, just dropping AH, keeping ANRT.
Yeah,
I think
standard
that's quite
option.
flexible. Yes, I
Very
think,
flexible indeed.
and that's exactly what he has done. He it is. All right. HVTLT. What can he do here? Let's see. Let's see. Okay, what do you think?
Okay, so I'm seeing a move of TUCH, leaving LV. You know, he could play that 28 points, leaving LV. Although there's another option. If he's still trying to play defensively, he could probably play Love LUV for 19 points, leaving CEHT.
Indeed, indeed. All right. This isn't behind as an option. Yes, I think so. Is quite um in the lead right now. Tochi Wali says coach Kutch. Yes, I think that's quite conditions the board a whole lots, putting the C there and the H there, you'd um have no other option but to like try to open the board by yourself a little more. But like playing coach, yes, I think that's the move for him. Thank you so much, Tochi.
Okay, hello Nemesis. We see. Thank you for joining. Thank you for engaging with us.
Yes, indeed. Looks like he won't be doing that. He'll be doing love instead.
Okay, love for 19 points. Now it's back to Stanley. It's back to Logan with Aoarten.
Still no bingos for him. Wow.
Wow, this
And
must be really
Stanley is,
devastating.
yes, Stanley is sailing away in this game.
This is not exactly what you would be expecting, but then you can't really control what you pick from the bag. So if he decides to play AA just right beneath Joe, with the A hooking the J of Joe, he could score 15 points, leaving ENORT. I mean, it does leave a balanced rack and maybe possibly hope to pick the last S and then do something right beside yeah. What do you think about that one?
Yes, I think that's pretty fine, especially looking over to Stanley's place, in as much as it's in the lead, is in a bit of a sticky situation with just one E. Do you think if he had done coach, then it would have been easier to make is to balance his rack? Yes.
I mean, that depends strictly on what he picks from the rack.
Like there's an issue with the player cam, but don't worry, it would be fixed. Our technical team, they're on it, and yes, you'd get to see the players as soon as possible.
Definitely, we apologize for that.
All right, we can see Adam now on our screens, just waiting for Stanley's cam to be fixed. All right, that is fixed, and we're good to go.
Right, so Adam gets to make a move. What do you think he should do here, Coin? Because I'm really quite concerned for him as well.
Ooh, ah, he could drop just two tiles, maybe AA. Playing right underneath Joe for 15 points, keeping ENORT. Yes, I think AA is not that bad of an option. It's not a bad option.
Okay, right now the current scores are 2-3-4 for Adam to Stanley 360.
15 tiles left in the bag, which includes the Q and the X. Now, I really want to see how it pans out because, as you can see, there are no U's in the bag again, and no I's as well.
Interesting. But if the eye from Gracilis is still kept open, anyone who picks the eye can still play there, I
Yes,
believe.
anyone who picks the Q would still be able to drop it there. Indeed, indeed. Adam is taking quite some time on this move. Looks like he's thinking hard and long on what exactly to do. And I mean, can you blame him? First place, and he wants to play um as possible, and try to win as many games as possible to be in the top two at the end of the 32 games.
I mean, we've seen him come from behind and is going straight. Right now, he's currently first on the list. But if he doesn't win this game, he does drop, and then we might be seeing a new person on the list. I mean, considering Wade being in the second position right now, and if he wins this game, he's going to be at the top spot. So he should take his time and really consider all his decisions right now. Because I mean, look at the score; is trailing by almost 100 and some point. So every decision he makes right now is very crucial for the game.
Very crucial indeed. Yes, yes, just like you said, Stanley is currently sixth place, and we still have about 12 games to go. Anything can still happen, anyone who is still far behind on the standings can still, they have a chance to catch up. And those who are already, in first to fifth, they have to fight very hard to retain their position. So, yes, 12 games to go. Anyone can still become the world champion.
Okay, so I think Adam is going for Hoa instead.
Or OAR, and that keeps TANE. All right. Looks like I think I saw Stanley arrange TNCH on his rack for a moment there, but it
Okay,
looks
well,
like
he
he's
could
not
decide
doing
to
that.
play that if he wants to, right underneath. Yeah, I believe he could play that for 28 points, leaving DT. Another option might be Dench at the same spot for 31. Hmm.
I think if he does that, then the only option for Logan would be to lace perfectly under, OAR.
Okay, I think we're seeing okay is yet to make a move, but we might be seeing Tench, I believe. Okay, I think it's opting for Tench instead. Tench from Stanley, 28 points, leaving DT.
Finally, it looks like there is a bingo on Logan's rack. Unfortunately, it would not be playing on this rack, It could have played under the newly opened spot of UR, but Tench now has quite conditioned that, and sadly, it will not be landing, After the all back and forth of trying to balance and trying to, get a bingo, he finally gets it, and unfortunately, it would not be playing on this board. That's really, really sad for Adam.
Really sad indeed. Okay, looking at this rack, since this bingo cannot land, another option might be to play um, Fona, I believe, through the edge of French. You could play Fona. But what do you think we should do here?
I think doing PHEON, I think that's quite fine. Yes, I think that's fine. Other than the fact that there's still one S at last is the board for him because he's down, and the board looks quite close at this point.
Yeah, definitely. He could still do that in hopes for probably a bingo, maybe at the last clutch of this game. Well, I'm very curious to see what really happens. Current score 388 for Stanley to Adams 251. But honestly, I have a question. Do you think there's still any hope for Adam in this game to maybe win?
In as much as I would say never, at this point, looking at the current condition of the board, I really don't think it's possible. Looks like he played
Wow.
PELAO.
This is interesting because I never thought it would still try to play. Although pronet is very much valid, but PELAO is in fact wrong. I think the correct spelling would be PALEO. So the invalid one here is PELAO.
Yes, yes. There's actually PELAU, but maybe he mistook it, or maybe he just played it out of desperation. You would really want your bingo to land. I mean, like I said, he has been trying to shape the rack, and finally the rack has has yielded something good, but unfortunately, it won't be landing. So, he might have played it out of desperation to get something on the board. It's really sad. Pronate did not land, and now Stanley has obviously seen his rack that he has a bingo, and so he would not um, leave any spots open. He would not want to open the board, he would want to leave the board just as it is. I think Stanley might be dropping just the Q on this turn, no eyes, no use as well. So yes, it would want to drop just the Q on this turn. All right, 5 minutes for Adam, and Stanley has 8 minutes. Looks like he's sitting back and tracking right now. Yes, I think he really needs to know what is in the bag, because if you sure that the bingo pronate would not be landing on this board. Yes, all right. For those of you just joining us, please don't forget to like the stream. Don't forget to subscribe and follow up on the other games that we would be displaying. All right, like we said, he has found a way to play his Q80 is what we're seeing right now. So Q80 it is for 12. All right, still with his rack of pronates. Okay, what do you think Adam should be looking to do?
I mean, the option of phone or Fion is still right open, which I feel it should have done in the previous round instead of trying to force that bingo down there.
Wow, my goodness. Looks like the S is still in the bag somewhere. We have 5,000 left in the bag. The S and the X still in the bag, not seen yet.
Interesting. Okay, so I think Adam has gone for just PO. Okay, leaving AENRT. Looks like he's still trying to shape his rag and wants to pick the S. And in fact, he didn't pick the S, he picked W and X.
Wow, animal, and as it looks like there's a bingo coming down, endgame.
Wow, this is in fact not what Adam would be expecting.
Yes, this is the killer. Endogen comes down for 71 points, and yes, that is that. All right, WAXNRET. All right, looks like we might be seeing something like Wexe come down. WEXE. I think Adam would be looking to do that. Current score 268, 480. I think this bingo of endogen is just what's sealed the win for Stanley. Or what do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I feel at this point there's really no hope for Adam, and that last bingo was really a huge blow to his face, and we cannot see any comeback from Adam.
Yes, just like in the last game where we saw, Adisha and Weaving, Adisha played Nairu, and then Darlis came down, and then Job Names, and that was the killer. Just like that in this game, we're seeing Endogen come down to seal the win for Stanley Ubiedi. Although Adam Logan played exceptionally well in this game, but unfortunately, Scrabble happened, and yes, Stanley would be taking this one as the scores right now are 268 to 480.
And this turn, he could play Wexy, I believe, through the E of Endogen for 54 points, leaving A-N-R-T.
Yeah, but that is still not enough to, even get him so close to Stanley. And Stanley has ADS, which will definitely finish on his next turn.
Somebody said Otilo,
Yes,
which
yes,
means it's gone. It's
yes.
really gone for Adam in this round. It did.
Indeed, it is. For those of you who are not Nigerian, like Ope said, Otilo means it is gone. It's a Yoruba phrase. Yes.
Yeah. But I must say, I think at some point Adam kept fishing. He played a lot of two towels, trying to balance his rack, trying to shape his rack, and to bingo and pick the last S in the bag. So, would you say that affected him a lot, or do you think him trying consistently was a valid play?
I think it was quite valid because at that point in time, only a bingo would get him back into the game. So, hoping to get a bingo and trying to shape his rack at that point in time, I really don't think it was a bad option. All right, Wexe 54 points comes down and would be seeing Stanley finish with ADS for 25.
Okay, ADS for 25, and that seals the win for
Wow.
Stanley.
Wow, what an interesting game. What a beautiful game. My goodness. From the play of Gracilis and then Wumbies came down and then Intruder. Well, it looks like Adam didn't play any bingos in this game, but he managed to fight, but it just wasn't enough. All right, looks like we'll be switching to the overhead mic to hear the conversation between the players.
Let's go. 26. 26, 50. I have 22. No, it's 24. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. I know you're a mathematician, so let me. We 22,
Yeah,
right?
22. Yeah. Okay. Works out a lot better for me if I give you the A, if I put the R back in the bag.
Oh,
Because you play audience and I have the R.
okay, okay. Oh.